In this video, I want to show you how to run basic terrain analysis in SAGA GIS. When you talk of terrain analysis in GIS, it involves examination and evaluation of the Earth surface characteristics. It focuses on the analysis of topography, including elevation, slopes, aspect, and landform. And the most important aspects that we usually consider involves elevation modeling, slope analysis, aspect analysis, watershed delineation, viewshed analysis, and so forth. So in summary, terrain analysis aids in decision making for land use, environmental conservation, and infrastructure development by providing critical insight into how terrain affects various processes and activities. So today, there is a function in SAGA GIS that can help you run all this terrain analysis at once, and that is very beautiful. Instead of doing it one by one, there is a provision in SAGA GIS that can help you run this terrain analysis at once. So I want to show you how to do that. So let's open SAGA GIS. And to run terrain analysis, the basic data needed is our digital elevation model. So with digital elevation model, you'll be able to run terrain analysis. So here I have my digital elevation model. And to run terrain analysis, come to tools. After you've brought in your digital elevation model, in the previous video, I've done a video on how to bring in your raster data, be it digital elevation model or any other raster data. So after you brought in your digital elevation model, to run the terrain analysis, you need to come to these tools. When you click on it, come to terrain analysis. You need to click to expand it. Then come to compound analysis. Click to expand it. Under compound analysis, you will see compound basic terrain analysis. So double click it. When you double click it, it will open the compound basic terrain analysis table. And in this table, you need two inputs. The two inputs needed are the grid system and the elevation. Now to enter the grid system, click on this not set. Please take note of one thing here. By the time you enter these two parameters, the grid system and elevation, all other ones will be created from this digital elevation model we input. So here, click here and select the grid system, and the elevation that will be our digital elevation model. Click here and select the digital elevation model. Once you brought in these two parameters, which is our input, then it will be used to create all other parameters of terrain analysis. Now here, it will create the analytical hillshade. It will create slope, aspect, plan curvature, profile curvature, convergence index, closed depression, total catchment area, topographic wetness index, LS factor, channel network base level, and so forth. In fact, it will create the channel network distance, the valley depth, relative slope position, and under shape is going to create the channel network and the drainage basin. So all these will be created at once from this digital elevation model we have input. And this is what makes SAGA GIS very interesting because of this very functionality here. After you have input your grid system and the elevation data, so you need to click on OK. When you click on OK, let me click on it, is a series of analysis. So therefore, it's going to take several minutes because it involves series of iteration. You can see the progress here. So you have to be patient for it because it will take several minutes as it involves series of iteration, creating different hillshade terrain analysis for each of the parameters I've shown you in the table. So you have to wait for it. It takes several minutes. Once the process finish running, it may show you a notification that it is done. And if you can't see any notification, you will see, like here, you can see 12 of 12 here, meaning the whole process is completed. This actually takes several minutes because it runs the processes and creates raster output for each of the terrain parameters we have selected. So after it is done, to view the results, come to data, click on data. You can see here the hillshade, the slope, aspect, curvature, profile curvature, convergence index, close depression, total catchment area, topographic wetness index, LS factor, channel network base level, channel network distance, valley depth, relative slope position, and other that he created, like the channel and the drainage basin. All are here. Now, to view it, you can view individually. For example, let's take this hillshade. Double click and select a new map and click on OK. So you can see the hillshade created. And let me restore it down and adjust it just like this and bring it here. This is the hillshade. And for slope, double click here and click OK. Here is slope. You can see the slope here. Let me expand it. You can see the slope. And for example, aspect, click OK. This is aspect. I can bring it here and expand it like this for you to see. So this is the aspect. And for example, the convergence index. This is the convergent index. Here is it. I can position it here and expand it like this. For example, let's look at the channel base level. Here is the channel base level. And for example, the valley depth. Here is the valley depth. You can see the different terrain analysis it has run and generated the result. The beauty of this analysis in SAGA GIS is that it has the capacity to create at once for all these parameters instead of running it one by one, though it takes time to finish the analysis. You can see it here. Now, the next thing you can do with it is that you can actually save each of these raster. You can save them. For example, if I want to save this slope, so what to do is to right click it. When you right click it, you see save as. Click on save as. This will prompt you to navigate to the folder where you want to save your work. For example, if I want to save it in my tutorial video, I'll just give it a name, and here the format is by default in grid, but you can change it. For example, if I click here, you can see other format. I can save it as geotiff. If I want it, I can save it as geotiff and click on save. Alternatively, there is another way to save it, and you can save all these at once instead of saving it one by one. And to do that, just behave as if you want to close the app. If you click here, it will ask you to save your work. So here also, you can save it one by one, or you can select all and save at once. So if I click on select all, then here you can change the location where you want to save it. You can change the location. Let me adjust this. To specify the location, if you click here, it will prompt you to navigate to the particular folder you want to save it. And alternatively, you can just copy the path. You can just copy the path like this. Since you have copied the path, just click on OK. It will be saved in this very directory. So click on save. It will take some time to save it as well. And this is because we are saving for all of them at once. Once it is done saving it, you can just open your file explorer and paste the location or directory address you copied the other time. So paste it and click on enter. So you can see here all the results is now in this folder. You can see it here, and of course you can open it in any other GIS software like ArcGIS or QGIS. For instance, let's look at it in ArcGIS. So in ArcGIS, let me click on add data, and here I can paste the address as well. You can see that only 2 are showing here. This is because the process of saving is still ongoing. So if I click drainage basin and the channel and click on add, so we can see it here. This is the channel. You can see the channel of that place. You can see it here. This is the channel for the study area. In essence, this is how to create or run basic terrain analysis in SAGA GIS. I hope you like this video. Please like this video and subscribe. Thank you for watching.